everyone, it's Caitlin and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm coming at you with some easy, life-saving vegan meals. So I'm going to show you 4 different meals that happen to be vegan, happen to be nutritious, delicious, yummy, whatever adjective you want to use. Basically, they're good. And you only need 10 minutes or less to make them. So just because you're on a time crunch or you don't want to spend a ton of time in the kitchen doesn't mean you can't live a plant-based lifestyle and you can't eat food that is satisfying and good for you too. So I'm very excited about this because honestly, even though I spend a lot of my time in the kitchen for work, when it comes to non-work related food and I don't have leftovers that I can eat, I don't really want to spend any more time in the kitchen. I am a very quick whip, as my fiance likes to say, kind of person. I want to spend the minimal amount of time in the kitchen, but I also don't want something that's like bland and boring and flavorless. I still want it to be enjoyable and exciting. I'm really excited to share it with you, but before we get into this recipes, I want to let you know that this video is proudly sponsored by Thrive Market. I've been working with Thrive Market for a while, so you guys probably know what it's about, but in case you're unfamiliar, it's an online retailer that sells pretty much all of my favorite non-perishable pantry staples. So whatever type of lifestyle you live, Thrive Market strives to make healthier lifestyle choices more accessible and affordable for everyone. So you can buy all of your favorite vegan, gluten-free, paleo, organic, non-GMO, fair trade, etc. goods from Thrive Market and then have them delivered straight to your door. Another cool thing about Thrive is that their packaging facility is zero waste and the delivery process is carbon neutral. So you're actually like doing better for the planet because you're not using gas to go to the grocery store and you can shop in your pajamas. And obviously most of us know Thrive Market because they have great prices. Most of their items are 25 to 50% less than the traditional retail in the grocery store. So even if you're shopping in a health food store, you might be saving more money by getting some of these items from Thrive. So I got all of the non-perishable goods from Thrive Market for these meals. So whether you're a college student or you just don't feel like going to the grocery store or don't have access to a grocery store that has these food options, you can order them on Thrive and get them delivered straight to your door, and any order over $49 gets free shipping. So if you live in the United States and want to check Thrive Market out for yourself, you can go ahead and click the link below and you'll see a few different membership options. So you can choose the one that works best for you. You can do a 1-month option, a 3-month option, or a year-long option, and they all have different benefits and price points. But no matter what, Thrive Market has a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you could try it for a month, and if you're not satisfied, you can send them an email and you'll get a full refund. So it's kind of a win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win situation if you ask me. So if you want to check it out, check it out. And now we're going to get on to the recipes.
Okay, so first up, we're going to be making a sushi bowl or a sushi inspired bowl, kind of. The ingredients are really simple. We're going to start out by using some white rice. You can make rice ahead of time or on the stove. Obviously, that takes a lot longer. So for a 10-minute meal, I'm using this bag of white jasmine rice that I got from Thrive Market. The instructions are very clear. You can also cook it on the stovetop too if you don't want to use the microwave, but we just pop that in the microwave. And in the meantime, we're going to chop our veggies. And a hack for fast chopped veggies is to use a mandolin. So I love my mandolin. I use it almost every day. It's a great way to get even and quick cuts on all your vegetables. Just make sure you're careful and use it correctly so you don't, cut yourself. But it's pretty common sense, okay? Just don't get your hands too close to the blade. But basically, we're just going to get a cucumber and we're going to cut that. And here I'm just cutting those segments in half. I could have just sliced the cucumber in half before I put it in the mandolin, but I realized I wanted them to be a little smaller for my sushi bowl. And then I'm going in on a thinner setting and slicing my carrot so that way it's easier to eat and digest and sort of mixes with the rice better. And then last but not least, for our prep for this recipe, we're going to use some seasoned tofu. So I'm just using a store-bought braised tofu. I have a recipe on my blog for this, so you could prep it ahead of time. But if you're in a rush, this is great too. You can also use like a teriyaki tofu or a sriracha tofu. Basically, we're just going to cube it and it's pre-seasoned, so we're good to go. So then our rice is going to come out of the microwave, and it actually came out pretty nice and fluffy. I wanted to mix it up a little more, and traditional sushi is just tossed with rice vinegar and maybe a little sugar. But today I was going to add some teriyaki sauce just to spice things up a little bit, make our lives more interesting. So I'm just taking a chopstick to fluff the rice, and I'm also mixing some of the teriyaki sauce in there. Then I just pushed it off to the side, and we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. So we can add in our cucumber, our carrot, our chopped tofu, and then last but not least, to make this more sushi flavored, we're going to be using some seaweed. I'm using these Korean barbecue flavored seaweed snacks from Thrive Market. I thought, again, it would be a fun way to add in more flavor and put a little twist on a classic sushi recipe. And that's really it. Optional, but not optional for me, is to add some sushi ginger. Again, I got it on Thrive. I'm obsessed with this, so that's a serving suggestion. I'd probably eat or like 3 or 4 times that amount. And then we're just gonna top everything off with a drizzle of that teriyaki sauce again to make everything more saucy and yummy. And you are good to go. You can eat it with chopsticks, you can eat it with a fork. You do you, but there you go. Quick and easy lunch. Next up, we're going to be making a quinoa and chickpea salad with some veggies. And this recipe, again, really simple. We're gonna start by using some microwave quinoa. Like I said before, you could cook your own quinoa, but this is great for a convenient grain meal option if you just need something nice and quickly. We're also going to be using some of the organic garbanzo beans from Thrive Market. So I just opened the bag and then rinsed them and set those aside while I prepped the rest of my ingredients. So for this recipe, again, we're going to be using a mandolin. And this time for our veggies, we're going to be using some cabbage and some carrot. So I really like to use a mandolin for cabbage because it cuts it way thinner and more evenly than I would be able to on my knife. So you're just going to cut a little bit of a head of cabbage, put that off to the side. And then for this recipe, I wanted to grate my carrot. So you can peel your carrot if you want to. I just wash it well and then I just cut off the tip and put it on the grater. And yep, pretty self-explanatory. So that's it for our veggies. Now we're just going to toss everything together in our bowl. So once your quinoa is done cooking in the microwave, you can add however much of it that you'd like into a bowl. Then we're going to add our grated carrot, our sliced cabbage, and then we're going to add those drained chickpeas as well. And then we're going to add some organic pumpkin seeds that I got from Thrive for a little bit of crunch and plant-based protein and extra vitamins and minerals. Then you could just take 2 forks or whatever you want to toss everything together so it's all well incorporated. And right now the salad is really dry, so we're gonna add some dressing to it. I decided to try this almond butter turmeric dressing that I got on Thrive Market because it sounded really interesting to me and it was really yummy. There's pineapple juice in it, so it has like a fun tropical twist to it too. But you could use any store-bought salad dressing, your favorite dressing. You can make your own homemade dressing if you have more time, but again, we're in a time crunch. And then next up, we are going to be making my favorite bean and cheese quesadilla type thing. So to start out, you're going to need 2 tortillas. I like to use almond flour tortillas. I'll explain why in a little bit. And then you're going to need a can of refried beans. So I got these Amy's organic refried beans. They're really yummy. They already have some spices in them, so you don't really have to do much. You can just take them out of the can. And then we're going to use a spoon to spread them nice and thick on our tortillas. So once you've got that layer down, we're gonna go in with the cheese. I found this cashew chipotle cheesy sauce on Thrive, so I thought it would be fun to add it to this. So I just added a little bit with a knife and then spread it around. If you want to, you could use shredded vegan cheese or another store-bought vegan cheese as well. And then to double cheese it up, I added some nutritional yeast because this is like the ultimate vegan cracked cheese thing that you can put on everything that you ever wanted to. It's just really good. So then we're just gonna seal our little quesadilla off and then put it in a preheated nonstick pan. And I like the almond flour tortillas because it has natural oil in it. So when you flip it or cook it in the pan in general, it gets nice and crispy. So you can see a little there. I actually like to cook it to about this much. So it's like you get some charred, more smoky spots. So as the outside crisps up, the inside's gonna get nice and warm and soft as well. And once your tortilla is cooked to your liking, you're just going to return it to your plate. But this does not end here. I like to deck it out even more. Starting with some salsa. So I like to use this smoky chipotle salsa for Thrive Market. So you just spoon some on top of your tortilla, spread it around till it's thick enough to your liking. And then we're gonna add some avocado. So I'm using about half of an avocado, actually more like a fourth of an avocado, half of an avocado. But you can use however much you want. You can also add fresh cilantro, you can spice it up, maybe some pickled jalapenos, you can put that inside the quesadilla, that'd be really good too. But I decided to top mine off with an extra drizzle of cheese. And then I also had some extra lime, so I just added a squeeze of lime on top to add a little bit of freshness. But that's it. This is really good. You do want to eat it right away or it can get a little soggy, I will say. But you got to try it. Good meal. And then last but not least, we're going to be making some barbecue jackfruit sandwiches. This recipe is so easy and it's really delicious. You feel like you're at like a gourmet restaurant, but you just made this in 10 minutes. So to start out, we're gonna make a quick slaw. So you're just gonna take a little bit of red cabbage, sprinkle some salt on it, and then also sprinkle some lime juice on it, and then just toss it all together with your hands. The salt and the lime juice are going to soften and season the cabbage, and you can already see it turns a little bit more pink. And we're just gonna set this aside while we cook our jackfruit. So I like to use this pre-seasoned jackfruit that you can get on Thrive Market. You just literally plop the bag into a heated pan, maybe break it up a little bit more with a spatula, and then cook it until it's nice and warm and the jackfruit is heated through. So it's a very fuss-free, easy recipe, and I love how the jackfruit is already nice and tender and smoky and saucy. If you wanted to, you could even add in some extra veggies like some chickpeas or some tofu or tempeh. Those aren't veggies, but like broccoli or carrots. But basically just cook it through, and then it's time to assemble our sandwich. So I'm using a gluten-free burger bun. You could obviously use a regular one. Just toast it up till it's nice and warm, and then as our base we're going to be adding some roasted red peppers. I make my own. The recipe's on my blog, so I'll link it below if you want to check it out, or you can buy them from the store. Then we're going to top them with some of that barbecue jackfruit, and then last but not least we're going to top it with our quick cabbage slaw, which is nice and crunchy and delicious and adds a nice pop of flavor there. Then you can just top your sandwich off. But you know, it was kind of small for my taste, so I decided to serve it with some chopped carrots for a little bit of extra nutrients, and then some of my favorite chips, these grain-free vegan ranch chips. They're kind of like a healthier version of Doritos, so I pile those on my plate as well, and then it's time to feast. I like this sandwich. It's nice and filling, like I said. It's also like, it just tastes so good, but it's so easy to make.
Alright guys, that is it for this video. Let me know which meal is your favorite down below, and also if you want to, comment what your favorite fast and easy vegan meal is in the comments, because we can all help each other out. And I think you got some good options with this video, but if you want more variety in your life, because it is a spice of life, you can choose one of their favorite meal options, and then you're like pretty much good to go for any 10-minute meal you ever desire that happens to be vegan. So go ahead and do that. Also, don't forget to check out that link for Thrive Market if you're interested. And yeah, I think that's it. If you want to, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking that button down there. If you want more access to easy recipe videos, lifestyle videos, everything revolving around how to make a vegan lifestyle easy, accessible, and work for you. So I think that's it. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you eat some good food today. And I hope to see you virtually in my next video. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.